California for Showbox, the new generation. All of tonight's action is brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with Patrick Ortiz Ringside Ticket, Pachanga Resort Casino, and Showtime. This bout is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman Tim Noonan, Interim Executive Officer Dave Thornton. Your judges at ringside, Lou Filippo, Alejandro Rochin, and Fritz Werner. And your referee in charge of the action is Raul Caiz Jr. All right, boxing fans, this is your Showbox main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing in the junior lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing the black trunks, he weighed in at 132 1/4 pounds. His record stands at 23 wins, 5 losses, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome from Lansing, Michigan, Tyrone Fists of Fury Harris. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the brown with gold. He weighed in at 131 pounds and enters the ring with a record of 16 wins, 1 loss, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. From Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, he is Marvin El Cachorro Quintero.
Fighter chief second only, please. Fighter chief second only. Mouthpiece. Let's go, Quintero. Protector. All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. You know what's expected of you. Good, clean fight. Ya recibieron las instrucciones. Sabe que es una pelea limpia. Legal punches, here on up. Los golpes legales, aquí están. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you. Buena suerte los dos.
Harris is best when he's fighting on the outside, and that 6-inch reach advantage could be a key, but only if his struggle to make weight didn't sap.
And once again, our main event, unified rules are in effect here in California. No standing 8, no 3 knockdown. Referee or doctor can stop the fight. Getting ready to go, our junior lightweight Showbox main event from Temecula, California.
Ready.
Marvin Quintero is red hot and about to emerge, he hopes, as soon. His trainer says there's plenty of time to be a contender, but he's on a mission to do that, and Tyrone Harris essentially has to save his career, and he's coming out very aggressive, walking towards Quintero. So Harris really sticking the jab, and we must say again, he was life and death to make weight. He didn't make it yesterday, guys.
Let me give you an idea of how dehydrated he was. Immediately after he weighed in, he drank a little bit and he put on 11 pounds. That's amazing.
Okay, Antonio, the effect of that?
Well, I've experienced it myself after the Rocky Balboa movie, so I definitely understand where he's at. But I was just zapped. I just didn't have it that night. I was flat. But that doesn't look like it's happening in this fight.
Well, we've seen Harris start very strongly. He's been a good front runner, and then all of a sudden he caves in. But Quintero, right now, is starting to go to work
Don't pull his head down.
offensively.
Don't pull la cabeza. Bring it up, babe.
Amateur experience. Harris, 2000 National Golden Glove champ. Quintero, Pan Am Juniors, but only 42 bouts. And in terms of pro experience, you see no comparison. Harris, even though he turned pro at the same time as Quintero, a lot more rounds. Quintero has a lot of very early knockouts.
Quintero has not been known for his patience. He had to be more patient in the last Showbox in May against Wes Ferguson. He went the distance. He had Ferguson down early. But Romulo Quirate, his trainer, wants him to box more and brawl less. We, as ringside guys, want him to brawl.
Well, if he's going to box more and still get hit, then it's not such a good idea for him to box more.
There you go.
And right now, that's what's happening.
Harris is looking good, Antonio.
Yes, he is. They're exchanging some very heavy leather. So can he keep it up? That's what we'll be looking to see.
We've been looking at Quintero at times, and a little bit of a flaw. Sometimes he looks like he's a little square, or coming in square. What do you like so far that you've seen from him? It's only 2 minutes in.
Well, he's definitely letting his punches go, and he's thinking a little bit more in there rather than just coming in with reckless abandonment. So he's trying to figure his opponent out. He's definitely going to the body, and he's going to need that to get him out of there tonight.
And Steve, you know, Harris, they want to counter some of that over-aggression they see from Quintero at times, but Harris with some meaningful shots here in the first round.
Well, maybe one of the reasons Harris is coming forward and fighting aggressively is because he knows he can't go 10 if he was drained that badly.
Now Quintero's taking his time, as Antonio said, and he's trying to dial in the offense again. But this is an excellent first round for Harris, as he's gotten Marvin Quintero's respect, I believe.
Stop the bell, gentlemen. 5 seconds.
End of one. And we talked about the southpaw versus southpaw issue. Tyrone Harris says, not an issue.
The reason why I like fighting southpaws is just don't have to fight for the jab, you know. And with the right-hander, you do. You have to fight with the jab. You have to make sure it's constant. But, you know, that's basically it, you know. But just like me, like fighting southpaws.
The first half of the first round belonged totally to Tyrone Harris. He was much more aggressive than perhaps Quintero expected him to be. Punching in combination, Harris is a quick starter, as Nick mentioned. Second half of the round, much better for Quintero. There you see an overhand lead left hand, but Harris took it well. Harris's problem is not the first round, it's been the 4th, 5th, and 6th round.
Let's go.
Nick Charles, Steve Farhood, Antonio Tarver ringside in Temecula, California, our ShowBox main event. A junior lightweight matchup. Marvin Quintero on the left, and the other southpaw is Tyrone Harris, who really needs to put rounds in the bank early. Harris blew through the inferior opposition earlier in his career, as is often the case. He feels he's always got a puncher's chance. We haven't seen that power come out in him in a while. But he's moving with intent, slipping punches there, and Quintero is trying to figure him out.
Well, go ahead, Antonio.
I was just saying that he definitely looked like he has all the tools, and it's just a shame for a fighter to have that much talent, and then it comes down to conditioning and just focus. I mean, once he gets right, he probably can be one of the top fighters in his weight class.
What I don't understand right now is Quintero's approach. I really don't. He's in with a fighter who could be severely weakened from the weight loss, and he's boxing and moving. It's not what he does best. I know his trainer wants him to be a more well-rounded fighter. I just don't feel that this is the opponent where he should be trying to expand his ability.
Well, it could become academic, but who'd you give the first round to?
I gave it to Harris. I thought he did just enough. The second half of the round was definitely stronger for Quintero.
And Quintero runs into a shot there. He was restless. His hands were down, and Harris timed him with a beautiful left hand.
Good shot.
Quintero, the little stutter step in, he hangs his chin out, and Harris failed to find it.
Quintero will throw in combination.
Neither fighter has done much body punching. Quintero on the left. In the black is Tyrone Harris, who takes those shots on the gloves, trying to create some fresh angles, and he punches together with Quintero, so Harris has really gotten Quintero's respect. Quintero trying to feint Harris into a mistake. Instead, he eats 2 jabs.
2 great jabs that came from Harris, and I think he's going to try to press his will a little bit here.
There's a body shot from Quintero. Now Quintero in the combat zone.
Good body shot by Harrison.
You know, we talked about Harris looking to counterpunch. Harris, watch when he throws punches, he brings his gloves back very low, so he could be countered as well.
Yeah, you know, I liked his hand speed.
And there it is.
It just happened. I liked his hand speed before, but he really does seem to fall off a cliff as tough rounds move on. So we will see the second of a scheduled 10 rounders. Right over the top, the left hand by Harris. Another close round and a brisk one here in Temecula, our ShowBox main event.
¿Necesitamos más inteligencia y más viveza?
More
¿Cómo nos
intelligent.
sentiste el pegado?
How does
¿Segurito?
he punch? How do you feel?
Necesitamos dominarlo más y fintar siempre, entrar. Ahorita lo pusiste muy bien. Pero antes de aventar, tiene que fintar definitivamente porque nos está tratando de campear. ¿Ok? ¿Cómo se la pegada?
How did you feel his punches?
Es muy importante, muy importante.
It's
que
very
sepa manejar
important
fintas y las
for you to
direcciones
keep
entendidas.
moving.
No se aviente al golpear, es muy importante que no se aviente al golpear, ¿ok? Otra vez. Son combinaciones.
Throw
Entrar, pegar, salir
combinations.
y regresar. Entrar, pegar, jalarlo, regresar. En esa misma distancia sin trabajar la distancia corta.
Action from round 2. Why jab once when you can jab twice? But you see what happened. Harris jabbed twice. He didn't bring his right glove back high. And Quintero took advantage, countering with a left hand. That's the problem Harris has. Brings his punches back too low.
This is round 3. Antonio Tarver, I have a lot of respect for Romulo Chiarate in Quintero's corner, but it seemed uncommon to ask a fighter how did those punches feel.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. I've never heard a trainer be so concerned with the other opponent's punches. It gives a negative thought in his fighter's mind.
Excellent point. Now we'll see Quintero. They want him again, and we've heard Chiarate tell him in 3 showbox appearances, Steve, please fight intelligently.
I don't want him to fight intelligent. I want him fighting like an animal. That's what he needs to do against this opponent, in my opinion. Of course, Karate knows his fighter better than I do, but we've seen Quintero a lot, Nick, and I don't get it. Maybe in the second half of the fight he'll turn it up and start attacking more.
I don't see Harris making many mistakes at all.
And if he fights at this pace, Harris will be able to go longer and go stronger. I mean, he has to be in there, digging to the body, taking the little condition that he may have out of him right now.
Right. So it's not too much of an over-the-top pace for Harris, because yesterday we were looking at him and said, this guy's drained dry. He'll never be able to go 10 rounds.
Yeah, it's a nice pace. It's a quick pace.
But still, Quintero's not contesting enough where Harris could take those little breathers.
Right, he's definitely comfortable in there, and he got to put, Quintero has to put Harris in an uncomfortable situation.
There you go. Quintero at the end of that long left hand from Harris. Watch the head, says Raul Calles Jr. Now they're both pretty squared up, but Harris feels comfortable. He can sense that range. Snaps the jab and avoids the left hand from Quintero. Another jab, so he's gotten Quintero's attention. Oh, combination now. Quintero begins to unfurl the offense and clips Harris on the way out. So he's punching first and last now. Nice dig to the body. There's that uppercut.
Why is Quintero stepping back after he gets inside?
Why is Harris standing in front? Steve, we love that hybrid hook uppercut from Quintero, and we saw it there.
He's a real good offensive fighter, and you see his punches flow, and his hand speed is pretty good.
Seems to be getting more comfortable, Antonio.
Yeah, he's leading with that right, and he's bringing that left, I'm sorry. He's leading with the left and bringing a sneaky left hand. I think if it lands, it definitely can do a lot of damage.
Harris misses, so does Quintero. Oh, that was a low blow, and Calles saw it.
You're pulling his head down. John! Hey! Vete a la esquina. Baby, you're pulling his head down, though. Come on, you got to stop pulling his head down, okay? You're in low time, give him 2 minutes, all right? Walk it up. Mira, te empujó la cabeza abajo, pero controla tus punches, okay? You okay, babe? Need some time? You need some time? You need some time? You sure? Okay. Come here.
You know, Harris, before he got bombed out by Urbano Antian in his last fight, was hit low, too.
Don't pull
which
his
was
head
the
down.
beginning of the end. So this guy's been bruised and battered against some big guys. And here we close out the third round. And Harris will have a minute to regroup.
Good job, man. Grab the chair. Grab the chair. Don't get careless. Don't get... Tyrone, my bad. Don't get careless, man. Don't get careless. If you're standing in front, you got to move. He's hitting you low because you pull his head down. Don't do that, okay?
Bring back just a little bit, Tyrone. Listen, that was a beautiful round. Nice round. He's starting to get anxious now. You're taking the play from him. You're in charge, and he's starting to get anxious. He's picking up the pace. Do not let him. We're matching his fucking speed. We're matching his pace, okay?
Action from round 3. Watch the low blow. The right arm of Harris was around Quintero's head, bringing Quintero down. Sorry, Raul Caiz, that's not a low blow. If the punch is landed low because the fighter who throws it, his neck is being pushed down, technically that's not a low blow. And Caiz as much as said that when he said, hey, don't wrap your arm around his neck.
Antonio, I suppose there's degrees of low blow, but they all hurt, huh?
They all hurt.
And is it a mistake for a fighter not to take more time? It's a macho thing to say I'm not that hurt.
Great left hand. Yeah, you got, especially in Harris's case, he should have just relaxed a little longer.
But now it looks like he's rejuvenated, and he's full of fire now, and Quintero's taking needless shots and holding on. Now Quintero bangs back, and Harris backs off. Harris tries to loop that punch in. Now he'll take to the body and straight shots, and he's driving Quintero back and making him rethink things.
Quintero's looking at the referee. I don't know why.
He's not taking those punches well at all.
Remember, Quintero's only loss, or we should remind you, he was KO'd and won in Mexico. But has won 12 straight. And you know, when this fight was made, saying, is this really a step up? Well, now this is. Based on just 3 rounds, this is Quintero's toughest test to me, Steve.
Well, a very hard fight to figure, because round 3 was all Quintero. And now round 4 has been totally Harris, the most one-sided fight, one-sided round of the fight so far.
What's Harris doing so effectively here, Tyrone?
Right now,
or I should say Antonio.
Right now, he's asserting himself. You know, I guess he feels like he's tasted Quintero's power, and now he's saying, okay, let me see, can he take mine?
Does he need to be on the jab more?
I think he needs to assert himself a little bit more, just push forward and just let him go. You know, get comfortable enough to just say, okay, I'm going to take a few risks.
And now he's taking some punches. Quintero, though, walks into a shot, so he's wide open. It's the stuff we've really enjoyed about him. Makes him a TV fighter.
You can't miss Quintero if you counterpunch against him, that's for sure.
Harris with a very tight bag, and he just really looks like a solid, foundationally fit fighter. Well, fit is a big question here. He complains about being hit behind the head there by Harris, does Quintero. But Harris's conditioning will be a factor. He did not make weight yesterday, and he looks range doing fine.
Here we go. Box.
But you know, he's got good bounce in his legs. And he's been coming forward. He's used his reach intelligently to create space.
Whoa.
A barrage of punches. They throw shots together, so they're winging bombs now. Harris staying more in control, and Quintero says, let's make it a slugfest.
Let's hope that all the rest of the rounds are as competitive as this, and we have a classic on our hands.
That's it. Very close call. Crowd getting into it big as we close out round 4.
Action from round 4. Ooh. Harris couldn't land more flush if he tried, and you could see Quintero, as Antonio said, did not take these punches well. You see him back off. For the first time in the fight, one of the fighters was against the ropes, and it was Quintero. Exactly the opposite of what we would have guessed. Harris took advantage. He won the round. He didn't have a great last minute or last 30 seconds. Quintero came back on, and there you see the counterpunch by Harris. But it was a good last minute for Quintero. Very, very back and forth. And now the end of the round, Quintero's mouth open, not a good idea. Maybe he's a little tired, while we keep expecting Harris to get tired because of his struggles to make the weight. Very interesting back and forth seesaw fight.
We go to the 5th. Antonio Tarver, unofficially, we have it 3 rounds to 1 Harris. Talk about modifications now that Marvin Quintero must do, because when young fighters have it all their way, they don't have to make adjustments. Now he's faced adversity. What does he have to do different?
Right now, he just has to stick to the game plan and do not, by no means, get passive right now. He's on the fight. And in order to get to that next level of championship boxing, this is what you have to go through.
Oh, and he's getting driven back, and Harris has a boatload of confidence as he sinks shots upstairs, and here comes Quintero's hurt. He looks almost down here, and he's holding on. Tyrone Harris It's the upset of his life in the making here, and he's got over 2 minutes in round 5 to get it. Let's see.
Quintero's eyes don't look great to me. They're a little wet and a little glassy.
Antonio, how much should Harris be pressing with 2 minutes to go here?
Pressing, not out of control, but in control. Control, aggressive boxing behind a hard, stiff jab. He got to let his punches go. Right now, he's giving this guy a window to recover and recuperate.
It really is. And Quintero, nobody's thrown a punch for 15 seconds. Harris now fighting, backing up. We're going to see here, you know, conditioning is going to start to ebb into this fight, or lack of it, for Harris. He's had a huge first minute of this fifth, but now he's backed off the pedal as we hit the halfway mark, and Quintero has been able to gather himself. Quintero on the left. We talked about adversity. That's probably the worst since he's come to the States to fight that he's faced.
To reiterate my point from earlier, I don't understand the style. Harris is notoriously not a very good infighter. Quintero should have gone to the inside. He would have weakened Harris further with body punching there. He hasn't done much of that. I don't understand the strategy. I really don't.
We'll see if it changes the second half of this fight. Oh, body shot from Harris drives Quintero back. So he has Quintero rethinking all night. He's gotten his attention, his respect, and he's winning this fight. Tyrone Harris in an absolute must situation. There's that right hand, that sneaky uppercut that Quintero loves. Nice shot from Quintero. He's in and he's out.
Now, with Quintero, what I see, he's still trying to get him in with that big shot, and he's missing by inches. So he's always still has a puncher's chance.
He sure does, and he's getting clipped with counter punches, but now he's countering the countering.
This is such an intriguing fight, because every time one guy takes the advantage, the other guy comes back.
Oh, Quintero ran into a stone-cold punch there. A power shot that could have stolen a round for Tyrone Harris. Halfway through, if it goes 10, stick around.
Levanta la vista. Dame tu mano. Gordo, por favor. Mira, ¿no estás cansado? ¿No estás cansado? Espérate. No pongas cara, que estamos poniendo. Le ponemos ganas, si hacemos el trabajo adecuado a partir de este momento.
If we're going to win, you got to work.
Te sigues aventando y nomás capturando el cruzado y te estás ensartando por no manejar la cintura. Estás en corto, abajo, arriba, mueves otro lado, abajo y arriba. 1, 2, 3, pero sostenido.
Action from round 5. You see Harris reaching with a shot there, but he is on the attack, and it pays off. Again, Quintero for the second time in the fight. Caught on the ropes, no response. And this is the end of the round. Harris with a huge right hook. The best punch of the round was enough for me to give Harris round 5.
And I did as well. Steve, Antonio picked up on a thing that we've had confirmed by the promoter, anyway, of Quintero. He's broken his right hand.
Well, he's complaining that it's hurt. I don't know if it's broken or not, but it's definitely affected him. He's shaking his left hand.
Now, as a fighter, when does your corner, is it up to your corner to start seeing that the guy's shaking his hand, the little subtleties, and exploit that?
I just really don't know. I've never broken my hand, knock on wood, but that's a major disadvantage to be in a fight this heated, and you can't use your best weapon.
Absolutely. But from Harris's point of view, can his corner pick up on that?
Yes, if they're sharp enough to know that if something's wrong, if he's not throwing his left hand effectively, yeah, he's tentative with the left hand. But I don't think that might have anything to do with it.
He's getting drummed here, and Caez is taking a big look. The fight's being taken out of Quintero. Let's see. He's shaking the right hand now, it seems. It's hard to know where he's injured, but he's hurt, and he's fighting for the ability to remain a rising prospect or get shot down by Tyrone Harris.
Boy,
Harris takes the left hand.
And every time Harris seems on the verge of stopping Quintero, he pulls back. Is that because he's not sure he has the energy because of the weight loss?
That might be it, or he just maybe have a great deal of respect for his opponent.
Hey, stop.
Now he's pushing.
Don't push him, baby. Come on, what's the matter with you? Don't push him. Let's go, box.
So it looked like Harris was getting bullied around, and he turns bruiser and shoves Quintero back.
Well, Quintero's problem in this fight, he has not responded well when he's gotten hit. That is exactly what we thought would be the case with Harris.
Let's see what happens with Harris, though, Steve. You know, as this fight dials on and that conditioning fear comes into play, does he wipe it out of his mind? How did his legs feel? Can he go 10?
I saw him earlier tonight, and he said he felt strong. He said in the 24 hours he had to rehydrate. He did, and he feels strong, and he looks strong so far. So far.
Quintero's having a decent round. He's in square, and Harris doesn't make him pay. Harris looking for a little bit of a breather, it would seem, here in the 6th.
I think it's going to take a tremendous punch from Quintero to slow Harris down. I mean, he's having too many moments in this fight.
Alex Quintero trying to get just that, Antonio, as he tries to pull forward. But look at him hesitate, Steve. He's still making it an outside fight.
Well, Harris made a key move there. He's still getting hit, but he did spin off the rope, something Quintero has not done in this fight.
Still, I think a round for Quintero that he really needed. And with 4 to go, this may be getting a little closer.
¿Qué ole? A ver si se puede, hijo. Levante la vista, ganas de ganar.
You see how you can win?
A ver, tómate el agua.
Drink a little water.
Ahí está la clave del corte. Pero sostenido constantemente abajo y arriba.
You got to keep going
No
to
se
the
meta
top.
sin cintas. Quiero
Move.
presión. Usted puede
You
con
got
el
to put
paquete.
pressure on him. You got to put pressure on him. These 3 rounds, you got to put pressure on him.
Quiero verlo triunfador con la cara de triunfador, no con la
Keep
cara de
work.
derrotado. Sí, vamos, coraje. Vamos
Come
a
on,
ganar.
let's not wait.
Es
Let's
mismo
win.
ritmo, que no
We
nos
got to
sorprenda, hermano.
win.
Muchas
Let's
gracias, nos está
win.
haciendo el trabajo. ¿Ok?
Keep working and you'll win.
Presión.
And once again, to reiterate, Gary Shaw, Quintero's promoter, has signaled to us that Quintero's hurt his right hand. This is, again, unofficial. We have not heard that in the corner. But there is an air of desperation in that corner, Antonio.
I'll tell you what, if he has hurt his hand, it's a mark of a true champion. It's so painful to be in there throwing punches when every time you hit a guy, it hurts you just as bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Just for the record, Harris suffered a small cut in round 6. The referee ruled it was from a punch.
He did not have a good 6th round. Harris, man, he's been on the brink before. He's let everything slip away. This is his last opportunity. He's got to grab this fight back. He's in the black. He's had a tremendous performance the first half of the fight. How do you have it, Steve?
I have it dead even 57-57, 3 rounds apiece. Regardless of how you score this, it's going to be decided down the stretch.
And that means, can Quintero suck it up if indeed he has hurt his hand, and does Harris have the legs to keep firing and win these rounds in deep stretch? Quintero using that left hand a lot, but he's also firing with the right. Harris got to keep Quintero off, and too many free shots for Quintero.
3 shots, and only 1 guy's punching right now. Harris's workload has dropped big time.
What do you see in his body language, Antonio?
Well, right now, you know, it's normal that a fighter would take a break or you know, take part of the round off. He's still dressed down in defense. A lot of those punches didn't land.
Oh, good exchange there. Here comes Quintero as he barrels forward, but it's a very much a controlled aggression from Quintero. Nice counterpunch from Harris as he snaps Quintero's head back with a right.
Every time Quintero leads with that left hand, he's lazy with bringing it back. And he's open for the counter. That's when Harris has had most of his success.
Quintero with very wide shots there. Will Harris go up the middle on him? Harris very controlled, but Quintero's punch rate is 2 for 1 in this round.
Stop!
Quintero's wild, but right now he looks like he wants it more.
I agree, Steve. Closing out the 7th. Nick Charles, Antonio Towers, Steve Farhood, ringside. Hope you're enjoying our ShoBox main event. Big punch at the bell. Big night at the fights here. And coming up tomorrow night, 2 world title fights come your way on Showtime Championship Boxing.
Timothy Bradley, undefeated WBO champion and rising star, the junior welterweight division. Nate Campbell, the underdog who shocked the world with a stunning upset. Tomorrow, these 2 men collide for 140-pound supremacy. Will Bradley continue on his path of perfection, or will Campbell dethrone another undefeated champion? Bradley versus Campbell for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship. Tomorrow at 9, only on Showtime.
That's tomorrow night, but tonight we've got a hellacious main event here in Temecula, as it's Marvin Quintero playing catch-up, perhaps against Tyrone Harris. And again, confirmation from Romulo Clararte that Quintero's hurt his right hand. We don't know the status. It happened perhaps as early as the 2nd round. Just don't want to overstate it, but again, you can't say it's broken.
Yeah, well, he's using the right hand.
I can't tell it's hurt.
Yeah, right, he's using it. Tell Tyrone Harris it's hurt.
Harris got to throw more shots, though, guys.
Yeah, he's slowed down.
He digs a nice counter right hand in. Lefty against lefty. Quintero's very squared up, and he's trying to create a little space here. He's trying to figure out how Harris moves, and he's very reluctant to always go first. So he's counterpunched at times, but his aggression's been cooled a little bit. Harris should get a little busier here, Antonio, no?
He definitely should. I mean, right now, that was a good shot. Oh, my God. He's out. He's out.
Good follow-up from Harris.
He's out.
Yes, he is. And
It's over.
wow. Antonio called it. You could see it in his eyes and his body language in his legs. And Tyrone Harris does the backward flip that says, I'm in the game now. Upset. Huge upset here in Temecula as Tyrone Harris slams the door shut on Marvin Quintero. Wow, we talked about him having to get back in the fight. He did it in tremendously explosive style. And Quintero with a look of disbelief. Can I tell you something? I don't want to hear the excuse about the hand. Harris beat him.
Oh, yeah.
Flat.
If he had 2 good hands, the same thing Ramos was talking about, he wanted him to be a smarter fighter. He just let Harris have too many moments, and can't nobody take that many clean shots all night long.
Oh, what a thrilling moment for this guy. You know, after the fighter meetings, the way he looked, and we said, gosh, his body language, he looked like a loser's mentality there. And we're not rooting for the guy, but to see him turn it around like that, it's really exhilarating.
Oh, it's a reborn career. And what's amazing is that Tyrone Harris's history was that when he'd lose it all at once. And he'd slow down, punches would have nothing. Exactly the opposite tonight. Quintero, every time he got hit, he really didn't handle it well. Back to the ropes, got hit some more, and at the very end, he just had no answer, and basically just succumbed to Tyrone Harris's attack.
And Antonio, you said that Harris had to pick it up and start fighting with urgency. That's exactly what happened, guys.
Yes. You know what? Tyrone Harris' ability in the ring has never been questioned. It's always been, is he mentally prepared? Is his heart there? And has he turned into a journeyman? But the question was answered tonight. This guy has a future, and he looked really well tonight. Real good. I'm proud of Tyrone Harris.
You know, Quintero was having his moments there in that round, but, man, Harris just dropped it in. The power arrived. Let's watch the finish there, that left hand.
Yeah, it was a left hand followed by another left hand. Then again now, Quintero, he's not really holding. Gets hit with an uppercut, another big left hand. And when you're not holding, you're not punching back, and you're not moving away, well, you really don't give the referee much choice. Those punches are all very flush, and that's why Caiz stopped the fight. Yeah, I think, you know, initially it happened right in front of me. I couldn't see Quintero, but watching the replay, I really don't have any problem with this stoppage. He was on his way out. There's no doubt about it.
Exactly. He didn't take any of the hard punches well tonight, and they affected him tremendously. I saw a sneaky little left hand and inside that caused all of this, that started the downfall for Quintero.
Man, what a big swing it was. I had Harris up by a razor-thin margin going in. Antonio, good stoppage?
Good stoppage, good stoppage. The guy was coming on, and you saw the anguish on Quintero's face. You saw the pain and the agony that he was in, whether it was the punches he was taking or his hand no longer could go.
Steve, and on that third replay, for the first time I saw that when those last couple of punches landed, Quintero's eyes were not on his opponent. They were off to the side. He lacked focus. First thing a referee looks for is a fighter's eyes.
A good move, Raul Caiz Jr. saving the 22-year-old to fight again, perhaps. But this was the night that belonged to Tyrone Harris as we go up to Mark Lichtenfeld.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Raul Caiz Jr. stops this contest at 1 minute 5 seconds of round number 8 for your winner by technical knockout.